Greetings, welcome to your next installment of Yah-I's Better Flavor. I come to you this dawning recapping what took place yesterday afternoon when I was asked to speak to a bunch of elementary school children at Seeds, which is a, dare I say, historic community garden in southeast Durham, in East Durham. So I had, I guess, about a dozen students, and one of the first things that came out was, well, what's considered unhealthy? And the comments I got: sugar, sweets, white flour, and who was the last one? It was another sugar related candy. So off the rip, I was glad to hear that they at least knew that. I asked the question, how many of you drink water? Or like water? And everybody raised their hand. Which, let me explain to you why I'm interested in doing this recap. This was the type of an event that adults needed to at least get to hear the replay. Because we talked about a lot of things that children with open minds do very well, relatively speaking, with respect to eating and drinking. Adults, we have locked ourselves in, and we will offer all sorts of reasons why we don't like things, but may not be able to express or articulate why we don't like these things. And I did that yesterday throughout the presentation. One young lady said, "Why do you keep doing the air quotes?" I said, because there's really no such thing as like or dislike. We need to eat so that we can experience food, not so that we can like it or dislike it. And one of the things that I tied into the reasoning was, how many times do you eat something specifically because of the nutritional benefits of it, whether you like it or not? Now, that's for you to answer. One of the first foods that we talked about that folks didn't like, tomatoes. Now I can relate. I didn't like tomatoes growing up, but I can tell you exactly why I didn't like it. There was a consistency disparity while eating tomatoes, where you had the firmness part and then you had the slimy part, and you didn't really have a strong taste. Now granted, the types of tomatoes I was eating then are nothing like what folks have available to them now. So I didn't have any sweet tomatoes. If I had what was called a beefsteak tomato, it didn't really have any flavor. So I wasn't really interested in tomatoes. But do tomatoes that have naturally occurring lutein that's beneficial for the eyes? That's my understanding. So if I'm going to eat tomatoes, I'm going to eat it with a purpose. So how often do we eat with a purpose? Not only that, and this is something that came up in the reasoning, I asked them how many adults they have that have degenerative diseases, or they have a counter full or a basket full of medicine, even though they may have been told by their physician, they being the adult having all this medicine, even though you may have been told that you can get off of this medication if you eat better, you still find it difficult to eat better. Again, that's what this whole channel is about, getting you to the point where you can actually eat better. I will guide you through that process. But in reflecting again on yesterday's reasoning, I said to the children, doesn't it make sense to eat food that's going to help you get off of this medicine? Everybody agreed. But I did tell them, don't go home telling your parents how to eat. That's not going to go over well. That's going to get y'all in trouble, and it's going to get me in trouble. So don't do that. So I had a lot of fun with these children. I made sure, just like I operate already, this is a judgment-free space. I just need for you to come with open, honest, thoughtful reasoning. The 3 takeaway messages I asked them to consider was, 1, always being willing to try something more than once, recognizing that it's the mental that determines how you experience the food that you're consuming more than it is the actual taste. And we can go into that when we have one-on-ones or when we have group sessions. But it is emphatically the mental, if you weren't aware of that. Number two, be able to articulate why you quote unquote don't like something. And be willing to stand behind that, even if it means this is something that you're supposed to consume, that you need to consume, that it will assist you through your body healing, mind healing moment. Yet you still resist it. And three, do not judge anything by its name or by its appearance. Experience this food so that you can utilize it for what it has been placed here for us to utilize it for. So I will share in one of the future videos, my book is Your Self-Worth Pseudo or Sincere? That always comes up anytime I'm interacting with anyone or even while I'm by myself, because that question always can afford to be asked. I did have one young man who was clearly operating out of a sense of both pseudo and sincere self-worth. So I explain more to you about that on another go around. But contemplate where you are with respect to what you eat and what you don't eat, and specifically what you say you don't eat. Now, allergies, that's a whole different story. But I need for you to hear yourself say I don't like, and really be able to effectively process that. All right? This has been your Eyes Better Flavor. I'm going to talk to you soon. Have a fantastic one. Peace.